Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Senior Center on this happy Friday. Today, as we always do on the first Friday in October, we are celebrating World Smile Day. Okay? So, smile and be happy. Today, I just want to take a minute before we start the lunch to just recognize a couple of people who really do make a difference here at the Senior Center and who smile and make people happy and spread great joy every day, not just on World Smile Day. So today, in particular, I'd like my volunteers to come up because so many of our volunteers don't get recognized throughout the year. So I'd like to call up, if they would be so kind, Edwina and Claire and Donna and Bill and Debbie. Don't be shy. Come on up. Please come up. Edwina serves in so many ways. She's a member of our Council on Aging board. She does our garden for us, and she volunteers on our busiest day every Friday and spreads a lot of good cheer. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. And this is just a small expression, okay? And Claire, she sings her way through the day, and we're so happy to have her here. She is always dancing and singing and smiling. She's been doing so since a child, so thank you so much for spending your volunteer hours with us. Yeah. Debbie, thank you so much for being a volunteer here at the Uxbridge Senior Center and for spreading so much joy and for helping me out with the phones. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Donna Onke, I don't have enough time to talk about Donna. She just does so much for me. Thank you so much. One of the things Donna has recently taken on is not only does she pay all the bills to make sure that the lights stay on and the heat is on and the AC is working, but she now is organizing and keeping track of all my volunteers. Do you know at the Uxbridge Senior Center, we just have a small handful of volunteers here today? We have over 50 volunteers at the Uxbridge Senior Center. And I like to think of them as our unpaid staff. If it wasn't for our volunteers, we would not be able to pull off everything that we do day in and day out. So Donna, for all that you do, and for being my counselor and my friend, thank you so much. Thank you. And Bill, Donna's husband, does our beautiful newsletter, has really taken it to new heights. I think it's a very beautiful format. It's fun to read. It's interesting. It's chock full of information. And Bill also does our web page. So check us out on the web. It's the uxbridgema.gov website. And there's all kinds of good information on there. Bill was the former director of the CERT team, and we have some interesting CERT stuff coming up for you in the winter. So, Bill, for all that you do, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Okay. And where's my friend Jean Daly? Where's Genie? Jean Daly does so much behind the scenes. She got up at 5 o'clock this morning to meet up with Jean and Holly and blew up all these beautiful balloons that grace this hall today. She called me while I was still in bed and said, I'm on my way to blow up balloons. Jean is also the administrative assistant to the chief of police, my dear friend, and the treasurer of the Uxbridge Elderly Connection. So behind the scenes, Jean is always there for me. And I love you. All right, who am I forgetting? Let's see. Where is Gail? I'd like Gail to come up because Gail is our new outreach coordinator. She's been here almost 6 months, and she's been doing such a super job. Gail goes out to visit people on Fridays, but she also does our Facebook page. And, I lost my dad not too long ago, but one thing my dad always used to say to me is, if you want to succeed at work or on any organization, hire someone smarter than you to do the things that you need to get done. And I knew nothing about Facebook. But I knew that social media was becoming a big part of how we get the word out about our various different departments. So Gail started out as a volunteer doing our Facebook page. And I saw her interacting with her mom and her sister. She would come to lunch every day with her mom. And I thought to myself, wow, she really cares about her mom. She'd be such a great outreach coordinator. So then over time, we got to work on the town manager, and we got a little bit of funding. And so Gail's been with us for almost 6 months, so I'm so pleased to have you here with us, Gail. Thank you for all that you do. Okay, where's Lynn? Lynn is our chef. And she came to us on a wing and a prayer. And she really is the one that's responsible for filling this room today. She makes these delicious meals that really rival what you would get at Alicante. I mean, I can't believe it. She's just amazing. And thank you. I mean, I just don't, there's no words for what this girl does every single day. Never has ever called in sick. One time. Twice? Twice in 3. Yes. You never go without a meal. Thanks to our volunteers who are always waiting in the wings to help. So thank you, Lynn, for all that you do for us. And for our community. I know, and it shows, and we get to taste it every day. Okay, let's see. Last but not least, today, we want to recognize 2 people who not only spread joy on World Smile Day, but have really raised the bar here at the Senior Center with respect to loving kindness and compassion. And that's Cheryl and Pete Wager. Cheryl and Pete is our van driver, and we roped Cheryl into becoming a volunteer, and she then started driving for us. And I don't think that they realize the impact that they have made with so many of our frail elders, people that are really in need. Cheryl, I want to be like Cheryl. She is so funny. And I'm always in my head trying to, figure out what next administrative task I have to do. So I always look at Cheryl and say, I want to laugh like Cheryl laughs. So Cheryl, can you come up here and let the world see you? And Pete, too. Pete is our van driver, and if I can use this metaphor, he really goes the extra mile. And we were at a training this week, and they were talking about the need for transportation in the Blackstone Valley and in rural areas. And Uxbridge has really done a tremendous job with our transportation, and it's because it's such an in-house, specialized, carefully put together schedule that Donna and I do. And Cheryl and the drivers help us pull off. So when you call to the Senior Center and you need a ride, we just don't say, okay, we'll be there to pick you up. If you have a walker or a wheelchair and you need help, they will assist you. It's door-through-door kind of service with a smile. So Cheryl and Pete are going to retire soon. They're hoping to sell their house. We'll give a little pitch for your house. Beautiful house on the market on Albee Road, which we really don't want them to sell, but I think it's going to happen. And they're going to head off down to warmer weather. So we're going to miss you terribly. You've raised the bar. You're going to be hard to replace. We're not going to be able to replace you. But this is just a small expression of our thanks for all the joy and all the kindness that you guys spread day in and day out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've never had a flat tire. Pete takes care of all the vehicles. So thank you. And thank you for giving me this time just to say thank you to all of our volunteers here today. All right? Thank you, volunteers and staff. So we have a really great program for you today. We have our new veterans agent here, but we're going to just take a moment to give thanks for one another and for this day and for our volunteers. We'll serve lunch, and then the chief of police will be here to introduce our guests. Okay? Thank you.
So welcome, everybody. This chilly October morning, it looks like our summer is officially over. Be careful this weekend with the storms coming. Just wanted to kind of bring up, obviously it's National Smile Day, and we had a nice presentation to all the helpers here, volunteers, and all the balloons you see. My assistant was involved blowing up this morning before she went to work at 6, so thank you, Jean, for all you do on this Smile Day. I had if you look at my shield, you'll see a pink ribbon, and that's for its Cancer Awareness Month. You'll see the fire departments wearing pink shirts. Our officers and dispatchers will also be doing the same, just to keep that awareness alive as those that fight against cancer, and we're looking for a cure. And also this morning I participated in a radio program in Milford, WMRC. And if you go on WMRCdailynews.com, this morning I was involved in a roundtable discussion about domestic violence. It's also Domestic Violence Month. So I say to you, if there are any issues that you're aware of in town or homes, or you're looking for service or educational ideas or things going on, you can contact Marsha. We have agencies like New Hope and Elder Services and that can assist you. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And it was a very lively discussion. I said when I left it was more of a training roundtable than just a discussion roundtable, because I learned a lot as chief, and we're trying to really provide the very best in public safety services. So if there's something that you need out there, please contact us. Again, our social media, we talked about that. Marsha had mentioned earlier. It's very important for communication. Please like us on Facebook and Twitter. And if there's any programs that you want to see, please contact me at my email at jlaurie@uxbridge-ma.gov, so we can set that up here for you to better serve your needs. So today, I'm real pleased to introduce, we have our veterans agent here today, Carl, and that program is based out of Uxbridge now, as well as Comfort Zone. Vikki's here through the VA, this program to offer services to our veterans and their spouses and families. So without further ado, I'll introduce Carl, and again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again next month.
Thank you, Chief Laurie. And thank you, Marsha, for inviting me here today. I don't know too many of you. One of my good friends is here, though, Ken Gerton. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Ken. His son is a fire captain in Attleboro. I grew up in Attleboro, and I was the VSO and veterans agent in Attleboro for the last 6 years. And his son came up to me going into City Hall one day, and he said, "Hey, Carl, did you hear about Northbridge?" I said, "No, I live there, but I haven't heard about it." And he said, "Yeah, they're looking for a VSO." So if it wasn't for the Gerton family, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you, Ken, and Walter's a great guy, too. Just to get a feel for the audience, how many veterans do we have out there? Can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3. Ken, you're a veteran. So just a few. How about widows or spouses of veterans? Oh, a lot more of those. Okay. So I'm going to cover, over the next 90 minutes, is that what I got, 90 minutes, Marsha? No? No, maybe, 9 minutes, all right, 9 minutes, yes. Some of the more routine things that I deal with every day. First, my background, like I said, I grew up in Attleboro. I served in the Army for 24 years. I retired in 2005, live in Northbridge for the last 10 years, and I've been a veterans agent now for about 6 years. And we just recently changed, so just so you understand the district, it's made up of 4 towns, and there was a bit of a coup here in Uxbridge. You guys were lucky to get the Veterans District Department right here in Town Hall, this starting the 1st of July. And that's really a good coup because, I still support Northbridge and Uxbridge, Sutton, and Douglas, but you get our presence here on a daily basis, so that's a good deal for Uxbridge. Okay. So there's about 100 ways to be a veteran, and there's at least 100 different benefits depending on who you are. Very complicated, but there are veterans who served their 2 years, like most of us. There are disabled veterans that are 10% disabled, 100% disabled. There are widows, there are dependents. So there's all kinds of different programs depending on what kind of veteran you are. So rule number 1 is don't ever disqualify yourself. Give me a call, and I can find out what category you fit into and how we might be able to help you. Okay, let's talk about the federal level a little bit. One of the things I do, obviously, is I put in disability claims. So if you don't know what to do or where to go, certainly one of the biggest things I do is help with VA claims. So just give me a call and we can do that. If you want to use the VA healthcare system, I can help you get into that system. We're going to have a discussion, I think, from Vikki here in a little bit. One of the things I can help with is aid and attendance. Now, aid and attendance can be a fairly complicated benefit. If there's several things involved. The doctor needs to say you need it. Then your income is considered in your assets. And I'll let Vikki talk more about that. At the state level, Massachusetts is very unique, and we're lucky to have it's law that veterans agents have to be at every town. And if the town's small, then we form districts, and that's what we have here. One of the things we have here is a state veterans assistance program. It's the only state in the country that does it, so we're lucky to have that. And it's administered through my office at the local level. So if you think that you need some financial assistance, and it's based on income and assets, you'd want to call my office. Another big thing I do is, and I know all of you have your 214s, your discharge papers, because everybody told us when we left, make sure you hold on to your DD Form 214. But if you're trying to get benefits, you have to have it. If you've lost it, almost on a daily basis, I help people get their 214s. There's a state database I have access to, and I can also go to the National Archives and get it for you. So if you need your discharge papers, come and see me. If you have some younger folks out there coming back from combat, there's a welcome home bonus up to $1,000, and we help do that as well. There's a property tax abatement if you're a disabled veteran and you're 10% or disabled or more. Then you could get up to $1,000 if you're 100% disabled, or $400 off your property taxes if you're a disabled vet, and we can help with that. And lastly, my most common question is, where do I get my veteran's ID? Well, there's not really such a thing. And the biggest reason it's asked is because there are Home Depot and Lowe's discounts for 10% for veterans. It's really a military discount. So if you are in the military, in the reserves, in the National Guard, or if you're retired, you already have an ID. On certain weekends, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, they also give it to all veterans. So there's no such thing really as a veteran's ID. If you're a disabled vet, you'll have one from the Veterans Administration, but we don't, the federal government and the local do not issue veterans IDs. You can have the word veteran put on your driver's license, and a lot of times they'll accept that, but it's kind of who you see on what day. So if you're lucky, they'll take that veterans, on your driver's license. And those are just some of the basic things. We also help with, you guys don't want to deal with this, but grave markers. They're free from the Veterans Administration. We help get those, and you can be buried in a state or a federal veterans cemetery. So if you need any help with that, give me a call. But right now, any questions? No questions? I didn't cover everything. I must have forgot something. Was that under 9 minutes? Okay, so I work at Uxbridge Town Hall. I'm in Northbridge on Wednesdays, and if you have any questions, just give us a call over there. I'll have some cards out here, and I think, Vikki, are you going to come talk a little bit about aid and attendance?
Where are you in the town hall?
I'm right in the first door on the right, as soon as you go in, first floor, right there. The old accountant office, I guess.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here on World Smile Day in Worcester County. I did a little reading, a little research before I got here, and now I'm on the hunt for Dunkin' Donuts Smiley Donuts. Somewhere in Worcester County, they're making them, and I'm looking for them. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the seniors for letting me be here, and first and foremost, also thank you to you veterans, spouses, surviving spouses, everybody. Thank you for your service. Really, me and my family couldn't be here today without you, so thank you for your service, and I think that deserves a round of applause for service. The reason I'm here, I represent a company called Comfort Zone Home Care. And Comfort Zone Home Care is a private, non-medical home care agency, and we service the Worcester County area. But what makes us a little bit different, other than a private pay home care company, which can give you companionship, we can help with meal preparations, we can help you with medical reminders, we can do a little bit light housekeeping. We have an amazing program for veterans as well as their surviving spouses, and that's through what Carl mentioned is the Aid and Attendance Program. And the Aid and Attendance Program is basically a pension that for those that are eligible, you have to meet a certain criteria. We'll talk about the criteria in just a minute. But what you do is you receive, upon approval, receive a pension benefit that can be used towards free home care. It's a win-win situation. It's just one of those quiet pension benefits that a lot of folks don't know about, and especially the surviving spouses. And that's why I'm here today. So eligibility. You have to have a certain income asset level. You have to have served at least 1 day in active warfare and be within the service for 90 days. So 90 days, and one of those days had to be active warfare. Like Carl said, you have to have a physician's form that says that you need a little help with some of your activities of daily living. It's what they call the ADL. So little things like, I need a little help making my bed. I need help with laundry. I can't reach to put my groceries away. I lose breath when I'm going up the stairs. You need a little help. Doctors these days really understand that. They respect it, and they certainly want to help you just like we want to help you. So what we do at Comfort Zone is we actually help you with the paperwork. It's also paperwork that Carl can help with, but we can do it also. Carl won't charge you, we won't charge you. There's no charge for doing the paperwork. So we help you get all the forms, get all the paperwork together, and we send it off to a VSO for approval. At that point, we're ready to send it into the VA for final approval. But what makes us different? We're going to give you limited home care in that time when we're waiting for that official approval. It won't be the full benefit, but a part of it. And then when we get that final approval from the VA, we'll be there to help you completely. So for instance, a surviving spouse can get up to approximately 48 hours a month for free home care. So that works out to about 12 hours a week. So while we're waiting for the VA to do your paperwork, we're going to be able to help a surviving spouse with, give or take, 6 to 9 hours a week of free home care. That's fantastic. That's that little bit that you're not getting that we can help with. Let me kind of throw a thought in your head. Okay, we've got the winter coming. I hate to say it, but it's coming. It takes a while to process this paperwork. And for you to sit here today and think, oh, it's a great idea, I'll wait till April. I'll get through the winter. I wouldn't recommend it. It takes about 6 months to get that official approval. And waiting is probably not a good thing at this point. If you think you're eligible, I'm happy to talk to you. Carl, I'm sure, is happy to talk to you. Let's get that paperwork going. Put it in your pocket, and when you need it and you have that approval, we'll know that you have it. It won't be a rush. It won't be at a point in your lives where, oh my gosh, I wish I had listened to Vikki 6 months ago and had done the paperwork. We're happy to come here to the Senior Center to help you do the paperwork. We're happy to come to your home and do the paperwork. This benefit is there for you, and we want to help you because you helped us. I really appreciate your time. I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, thank you, and have a wonderful Smile Day and an awesome weekend. Thank you.
I just want to thank Vikki and Carl Bradshaw, our new veterans agent, for taking the time to spend with us today to explain the various different programs that you could be eligible for. And I think Vikki had some wise advice. Don't wait. If you think you might be eligible for any of the programs that Carl mentioned, call Carl. He has an open door for you. He can help you. Many people, the paperwork is extensive. So that's why it's so important to have someone help you with it. More and more people are charging for some of this paperwork. Don't pay for somebody $1,000 to fill out an application form on your behalf. I know some people who have come to me after the fact and said, "Oh, I paid an attorney or I paid a specialist at the nursing home money to fill out this paperwork for me." It's something that we offer at the local level for free. So please come and check it out. If you have any questions, I can contact you with Vikki and with Carl, or you can call Carl directly and Vikki directly, okay? So happy World Smile Day, everybody. I hope you found this information helpful. Have a great, happy weekend. Keep smiling and spread some random acts of kindness. They really have rippling effects and go a long way. And thank you to the chief. I know he had to leave for a meeting, for putting on these luncheons the first Friday of every month. We really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.